welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Hi, guys.
Woo!
Hello.
It's been 2 weeks.
Woo!
James is excited.
Woo!
No.
I'm just calming down from Comic-Con.
He's excitable.
We got to bring him down for this show. He was just expending extra.
All parts of my bottom hurt right now.
Ooh. That's so weird.
Reason
Tell
being,
me more.
outside,
All parts?
because I walked so
Which
much.
parts?
Outside
Every
of my
part?
bum, because I walked so much. And the inside, because I ate a jalapeno burger.
Oh.
I saw that jalapeno burger.
I
I had many jalapenos.
I was so hungry. And you know when you burn your finger and then you put like warm water on, it's like, it like
Yes.
hurts? It was like that.
You
like
put
halfway
warm water
through-
in your butt?
No, it's with the jalapenos. Halfway through the
That is
burger,
the worst.
the jalapenos,
Oh, man, it's terrible.
they burned my mouth, and I just kept eating because I was so hungry.
Great thing is you don't have to worry about tasting any of your food after that.
That's true.
So you just
Doesn't matter where you eat.
Yeah,
And then the next day, I paid for it.
yeah, you
I
do.
paid for the jalapenos.
A lot.
He paid for it 3 times. Money, taste buds, and the 3rd time. Yeah. All right, James, let's introduce ourselves. We'll
All
start
right.
with you, jalapeno boy.
Jalapeno James.
My name is JDD Jensen.
Jalapeno James.
JDD is for ADD. You can catch me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. If you want to follow my Twitch stream, which I'm trying to do more often, it's the same. It's just JDD Jensen. Everything is JDD. It's so much easier to just Google JDD Jensen and find me than anything else.
All right.
Nice.
Succinct. I like it.
Yeah.
Jarron.
I'm Jarron. At Jarron. My Xbox Live name.
Whoa,
Oh, here we
new
go.
news.
Oh,
Yes. We'll talk about this later, but it's Vinegary Jarron. One word.
Vinegary.
Is that related
Yes.
to Vinegar Strokes?
nope.
Apparently not. If you had to think about it. Keep going. Don't Google that at work, by the way. Go ahead.
Don't Google Vinegary Jarron at work either. Twitter at Jarron, Jarron.
Nice.
That's it. I'm done.
All right, Owen.
Hey there. My name's Owen, and I have Twitter. It's at TechNoan. You can follow me there.
I have Twitter.
I have the Twitter. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You nailed it.
Oh, good. See?
It's real
And yeah, I like this podcast and what we talk about.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, we're glad you're
so
here.
I'm glad that I'm here, and you guys.
Don't
and
we-
all of our listeners?
Don't we have
Don't press
somebody
your
that,
luck. Oh,
that
yeah.
tries to like wrangle us in? What's his name?
That would be me,
Oh, hey.
Tony.
Oh,
He tries but fails.
Oh, dude.
it's like cats.
Indeed. Herding cats is the best comparison.
But cats are the best kind of pet.
False.
I left my cat for 5 days for Comic-Con, and it loves me to death now that I'm home.
See, that's why cats are so
like
great. You
cats.
can just leave them.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
to
there's
it's
no
exactly-
pet. There's no pet shame.
Yeah.
Technically, you can do that with babies, too, if you got a good cage.
No, that's not true.
You need
at
an
all.
auto feeder, though. Like,
Like a little bird feeder.
yeah, it just puts out a baby food pellet every 5 minutes or so. I don't know.
No, that doesn't
Is
work.
that not how it works?
Not at all.
No. And,
No.
and when you become a parent, jokes like that are actually somewhat offensive.
Huh.
Now, did you get the Apple warranty when you guys had kids? So just
No.
in case any
No.
dents, scratches.
No, they didn't have that with mine.
Are they dishwasher friendly?
Nope.
Yes.
What is the point of having kids then?
Why don't you try it out?
Okay.
Okay.
Report on
Anyway.
that next week, James.
Where can we find you, Tony?
You can find me on the Twitters at Quad T Tony or on the Geek Show podcast. I'm on that one too. I've been thinking about doing a Twitch thing. We'll see if that ever bears fruit. Because sometimes I just like to play video games and be quiet. I don't know if I'll be much of a talker. That's all I got.
I don't know about you, but I kind of sometimes prefer the Twitch streams where they don't really talk very much.
What's the freaking point then? Why don't you just play the game yourself?
Well, like we were in the hotel room, and I'm just laying in bed, and I want to experience Battlefield 1, and I want to see what it plays like, and so I turn it on and I watch a couple hours of the game. Which, by the way, that is my
Watched a
new
couple hours?
that is my new standard
Impressive.
for games.
Impressive.
If I can sit and watch it for an hour, then I'll buy it.
Okay. Well, all right.
I'm so done pre-ordering games; it's ridiculous.
Oh well, yeah. We've beat that dead horse to death. Don't pre-order games.
Wait, what did we
Wait,
do?
you beat a dead horse to death again?
Yeah, that's how bad it is. Because day one patches and patches after to the day one patch, and you pre-order a game and they just get your money without showing any good stuff, proof that the game's quality. I'm bitter about it. Don't pre-order games. Anytime I recommend a game before it's out, what I'm actually recommending is check it out. Don't go buy it yet.
Yeah.
Remember
it
when demos existed?
Yeah, they are very few and far between now. They were the good old days, though.
Shareware. Yeah.
Shareware.
Doom, shareware.
That all
was the
just turned
best.
into malware.
Doom's shareware was so successful, it was actually installed on more computers than Windows at one point. Whoa. Because you could run it on DOS.
Oh, man.
Think about
that.
that.
That was great.
Okay, let's get into the show. We got some emails.
Yeah, so we got emails from friends of the show. They've emailed before, and we love them. The first one is from Chris. He says,
Hi, Chris.
"It's actually coming."
What? Whoa.
What is it?
What is it?
You can't put a period at the end of that sentence. Go ahead, keep going.
Not safe.
It is coming.
Coming. Comma.
Yeah. A new battery that is coming to market? What is this wizardry? Smartphone battery could greatly improve from next year, and he sends this link. So this leads into our BS for the week.
Perfect.
It's not going to get into.
Two birds and one stone.
So it's this new battery developed by researchers at MIT.
Bunch of students going
company-
to school.
Whatever.
Company called Solid Energy Systems. Anyway, they make the batteries denser with high energy lithium metal foil. It could hold more ions, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But supposedly it'll be able to hold twice as much juice in the same amount of space.
All right.
And from other articles, this actually seems more plausible than other leaps in battery technology. Supposedly it'll come out next year. I'm doing air quotes all over the place
Yeah,
here.
you are.
So we'll see. Hopefully, I mean,
Okay, so
that'd
here's
be awesome.
how will we be able to tell that it's this new technology in our phone versus regular?
I'm sure they'll market the crap out of
They're
that.
gonna market it and just
Oh,
say,
yeah.
"Look how good our battery 2.0 is."
But supposedly it'll be able to use like existing manufacturing
That's-
processes already. So we'll see.
that should speed things
There's
up.
always a
Yeah.
trade-off, though, so I wonder what it'll be. I mean, something.
Maybe,
I'm a skeptic.
maybe it'll
So-
explode.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Speaking of packing more juice into things, have you guys noticed that Capri Sun has never changed? It's always been the exact same amount of juice.
And it's always been delicious.
I would like that to get more juice in it and be more dense.
I think they're fighting the American way there.
Have you seen Capri Sun's liquid is just clear?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? I wish it was that silver thing. Remember those
That's why-
90s silver Capri Sun commercials where they turned into silver?
Oh, like
you
the
mean
like from Alex
T1000?
Mack. Yeah. I was going to say for the secret world of Alex Mack, but yeah, let's go with that.
Remember how hard it was to poke those straws in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I became a phlebotomist at a hospital, and I
You
get it
lie.
9 times out of 10. I'm dead serious.
Really?
I work down at the
I don't
Payson
know that
Hospital.
So
let him do that.
phlebotomists have an easy time with Capri Suns.
I wouldn't say easy. I would say a better.
Was that the final exam? Inserting a straw into a Capri Sun?
You have to get it the first time.
Do you guys actually have problems with that? Capri Sun.
Not all of us
straw
have the
insertion?
strength of you, Tony. I mean,
Just-
look at
Yeah.
those
You
arms.
just poke it in the hole.
No. The hole's at an angle.
Yeah, dude, it's hard.
It's hard. It's difficult.
This isn't your average juice box.
No, you squeeze the sides to make it flat on the top,
Then it
and then you
sprays you-
stop squeezing.
Yeah, then it sprays you in the face.
and then you put your thumb over the top of the straw and
to
just
slowly suffocate it.
right there.
Yeah, they stopped doing food coloring because the straws are yellow, so that you don't ever know. You're just like,
So, okay, maybe next time
Oh.
we can have a live Capri
Trick.
Sun
yeah.
strawing.
You
no
guys,
way, not around my equipment.
you don't have any
Not
Capri.
the, not the way you guys talk.
Capri
You,
straw.
you don't have any Capri Suns here, do you?
No, I don't.
I should have brought one. I had an extra one.
For real?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you have kids.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that was a battery segment for the
From Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Capri Sun battery
Yeah.
segment. What? All right.
So next email's from our friend Rocco from Down Under.
Hey, Rocco.
Hey.
Says, hi again from Australia. Hi, guys. Rocco here. Just wanted to say thanks again for your podcast. I like, in Borat voice. I can't do that. I did that terrible. There we go.
That
Yeah.
still wasn't good either.
Which,
Hey,
by
better
the
than mine.
I'm kind of bummed out that he didn't start his email with "Good day, mate."
Oh, that's offensive. Especially how last
There
episode...
was the whole got out of the way right at the beginning.
Hello. Go ahead.
Okay, moving on. Especially how last episode didn't contain around 20 minutes of Pokemon Go ramblings.
Hey, yeah.
Did that really happen?
Hey, sorry about that.
No, last episode it did not have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he likes it.
goodness.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
he does an emoticon with a tongue sticking out. So
Maybe he's
So
kind
maybe
of
he wants
joking.
some.
Yeah.
More. I got more Pokemon Go.
I'd much rather talk about PC Master Race than Pokemon exploits.
Yes,
Fine.
PC Master Race.
Quati Tony, I enjoy hearing about upcoming developments, reveals, and and reviews of PC parts you share. Oh, here's my current rig. He has a link to it.
I'm glad someone's listening.
To show you my PC Master Race dedication. Hurry up and build James's, was it? PC. There's plenty of 1080 stock around. So, do you think there will be a 1080 Ti this time around?
I'm going to say I think there will, but not for another 6 months or so. I would bet.
That long, huh?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to put anything out 1080 Ti related until AMD launches their big flagships.
Well, they got to get all the crazy fans to buy the 1080s first.
No.
Give them enough space so they can buy the 1080 Ti's again.
It's not that. The people that want the
So
1080
bad.
Ti are buying Titan X right now, the new Titan X. And so if they were to release a 1080 Ti right now that performs almost as good as a Titan X, they would just be cannibalizing the Titan X market. So
Smart.
until AMD releases something that competes with the 1080 or the Titan X, NVIDIA has zero reason to release a 1080 Ti. My opinion.
So they're saving that.
They're saving it.
Yeah,
I think.
for sure.
Well, here's what I'm betting. They're manufacturing all these Titan X's, and there's always a bunch, that come off the line that are slightly wrong. Just a little bit off, and they bin those in a different section, and they take all those.
Send them to the adoption agency.
No, they don't even do that. They keep them.
James, looking at you.
Oh, I was
James,
damaged.
can you speak to that?
The
So
funny thing, yeah.
They'll keep those. They'll keep those in stock, and then they'll release those as the 1080 Ti's. They're just slightly worse than a Titan X, but still significantly better than a regular 1080. That's how it is in Tony's land.
Okay, moving on with Rocco's email. Lastly, I'm wondering if listeners can support you guys in any way. Maybe an Amazon referral link, G-Spot merch, Patreon. All the best, Rocco.
We're going to explore some of those avenues because I would like to see what we can figure out as far as that goes. But as of right now, not yet. But we will let you know.
As an update for when we're building my computer, so most likely it's not going to be, the parts aren't going to get, I had my finger on the trigger, gosh, what was it, 2 months ago?
Well, we were waiting for the 1080 to get in stock.
Yeah, we were waiting for the 1080.
and it was all last week. I
And then it
sent you
came
the link
in
3 times.
But then we took, we kind of took a little bit of a vacation, and we splurged like a lot during Comic-Con. And so we got to recoup that. So in 2 weeks, that's probably when I'm going to be ordering.
They'll probably be back in stock by then.
Yeah.
I checked yesterday. The one that you want, the 1080 FTW edition from EVGA, out of stock again.
Yeah. Because one thing that I wanted to talk about before the end of the show is I got a couple of projects coming up, and I wanted to pitch some stuff to you guys and see even how the listeners would feel about a couple of certain things. And
Okay.
yeah,
We can do that.
but I would need a high-end computer to kind of take care of all that stuff.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah, I
click
support
on-
you getting a high.
Click on that link. I want to know what Rocco's specs are. I'm curious.
All right, here we go.
And which, by the way, we should screen
straight to
cap.
porn. Straight to porn.
Nope, those aren't.
Rocco.
What kind of
What kind of a rig are you talking about?
I like those specs.
Just kidding.
We should take a picture of the computer that you had, in the chamber for me, and post it up on our Facebook page. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Show the possible build.
Yeah. And I really do think that we should have some kind of a list, like Tony's preferable computer, and then you constantly keep it updated or something. I think the listeners would like that.
Tony's Dream Machine in real time updates.
Yeah. Tony's Dream Machine under 3,000.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what do we got, Jarron?
So it's on the left at the part list, right? Is that
Yep,
what it says?
parts list.
He's got a Core i5 6600
Okay,
quad core, 980 Ti.
nice.
Yep, liquid cooled. So I presume it's
Liquid cooled 980 Ti, or
I presume it's overclocked.
the 980 Ti is liquid
Oh,
cooled.
he's got a liquid cooler. No, it's for the CPU. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main stuff. Terabyte hard drive, 7200 RPM with a 512 gigabyte SSD.
Nice.
Yep.
How much RAM?
Oh man, these questions.
16.
I can't see. Oh, yep, 16.
Well done, Rocco. That's a solid machine right there.
That'll do the job. That'll do the job.
That'll do the job.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
That'll do.
Okay, we got one more email.
Yeah, one more email. We got one from a listener of the program who I am related to. His name is Alex. Hey, on your G-Spot podcast, I think you've talked about AI before. I meant to send this ages ago, but just in case, I find it ever interesting. And here you go. So he sent us an email about a autonomous lifelike, well, not even lifelike, but like a personal robot that it's what you've seen. I don't know what you would compare it to, but it looks like it's on a Segway, and it has a neck, and then it has a picture of a computer.
This is exactly
Awesome.
like an episode of Community in the
Oh yeah,
in
that's a good
the
one.
fifth
Which-
or sixth season
They,
on
they
the
bring
Yahoo.
convicts into
Uh-huh.
the school.
Which, by the way,
via
Community
robots.
is amazing.
Great show.
I
Yeah.
just started watching it not too
Fantastic
long
show.
ago.
Jarron convinced me to watch it finally.
It took 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell me where it kind of slumps? Because season 1 and 2 are amazing.
Season 3 is where no 4 is
Season
where it
4
slumps.
is when the showrunner got ousted, but then he came back in season 5.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now, it's the same guy that does
Rick
Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
one
the-
one of the two guys.
He's the showrunner. He doesn't do the voices, right?
I think he does a few voices from Rick
Dan
and Morty.
Harmon, I think he does some. Yeah, he does, but he doesn't do any main character voices that I know of.
He does like background.
yeah, background voices.
Anywho, going back to this AI, but it links into the different smart devices that you have in your house. So right here, it has listed the Nest thermostat. It has a smart outlet that can turn on and off your coffee. Smart light bulbs. Terrace doors. I think it's really cool, and I dig the idea of giving a face to your computer, because that way, if you're nice to it, it'll stand up for you in the robo-apocalypse. And it's just like what I say. Always spend 20 minutes a day with your vacuum cleaner just talking to it, because that way, when they do inevitably take over, it'll stand up for you.
My vacuum cleaner must hate me. I use it, put it in the closet.
My-
Use it, put it in the closet.
My son spends good time with it. He likes it.
You'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
What about
that-
Owen?
What are we? I don't. My electronics aren't alive, so.
Well, neither is mine, but
But
Until
if
they come
ever,
alive.
if they do, I'm in a heap of trouble. I do not have many electronics that have, since I worked help desk for 7 or 8 years. I have many computer parts that have. It looks like the set of Toy Story when in the back.
Sid's room?
You
Sid's
look
room.
like Sid's room.
It looks like Sid's room. I'm not kidding. There's like creeping, crawling computer parts that are not that are hideous.
I think your gadgets have already revolted because your power bill is ridiculous.
yeah,
true. That's
yeah, it's the
That's a
it's
sign.
It's they're just hiding, taking power, trying to kill me by attrition.
that's a sign of the end times.
But we'll post this in the show notes. And thanks for writing in, guys. I mean, if they wanted to write in, what's the best way for them to contact us?
The gadgetspotcast@gmail.com.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or you can, I think you can message our page on Facebook too.
Yep, Facebook
Yeah.
works.
Yep.
Facebook posts.
Either one.
Yeah, we do all that. I've gotten a few suggestions on Twitter before, and we've gotten some hits on there with people asking suggestions and stuff like that too. So
Sweet.
I try to Twitter you every now and then.
sometimes you do.
What does that
Sometimes
even?
I do.
What does that even mean?
I Twitter you while making eye contact and I throw a GIF in there.
Okay. let's have a quick follow up on Jarron's receiver and his new Xbox One. We'll have a review on that.
Let's do the updated review of Vizio and my receiver first. It's pretty quick. I bumped my Vizio up to a 9 from an 8.5 and my receiver down to an 8 from a 9. Yeah, so last episode I mentioned how my receiver did better upscaling than the TV. Well, that was a big fat lie. My receiver
Told you.
fooled me into thinking that it was doing better upscaling in my TV.
That's why you got to read the manual.
RTFM. Anyway, once I did pass through, the TV looked so much better. So the blacks looked billion times better, and everything would just look so much better.
That's what I was saying when you mentioned it on the last episode when you talked about it. I was like, the Vizio series is known for its quality upscaler.
Yeah, it does pretty good upscaling, and also my receiver, my Denon, has some weird HDMI handshake issues every once in a while, and it kind of drives me nuts. So anyway, there's that. But I got an Xbox One S. Everybody,
How do you like it?
I have mixed feelings.
Why?
Because it doesn't make toast for him in the
I'm
morning.
used to- I'm used to
made
it.
out of gluten-free bread.
It uses gluten bread.
I'm used to my flowing hair Japanese
So
games.
the no, I
if
don't.
if they don't have hair like me, I just don't like
Yes,
it.
finally, someone understands.
I don't like the Xbox because it doesn't have Uncharted.
That's basically it. Let's boil it down to the fact
Okay,
that it doesn't
guys, you
have
did the
Uncharted.
review for me. Thank
Street
you.
Fighter 6.
All right, for real. Let's hear it.
So the thing is beautiful. It is the nicest looking console I've ever seen.
See?
It's
Aesthetics.
like- it's mini. It's
Well,
nice looking.
It took him 2 tries to get it.
Has
Yeah, that's
actual
the original Xbox One is a
Was
big
Yeah.
behemoth brick.
has actual buttons unlike the PS4, which is nice. The HDR 4K Blu-ray is beautiful. Oh man, I tried out Batman v Superman. It looked so dang good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was beautiful. I think the interface is a mess. I hate it.
like the dashboard?
Yeah,
the
I
dashboard.
I
And,
completely agree.
What
Yeah.
the
Well, yeah.
what the is going on with advertisements on your dashboard?
See,
I don't want to see advertisements.
Windows 10, baby.
But in Windows 10, you could turn those off at least, but not on the Xbox. I've looked.
Well, see, the only thing that I have to compare it to is the old school PlayStation, where it's just the line, and you have
That's
to go
still
like,
kind of like that, actually, on
it's-
PS4.
they have folders now. It's
See,
better.
I don't like that. At least Xbox, everything's all up in your face.
No, but it isn't, because if you want to go to my apps and games, it's this really bizarre
They
little tile
They
to the
changed
top
that
right.
around.
Yeah.
I don't like where they put it now.
I actually like their interface that they started out with better. I don't like the revamp that they've done.
I somewhat agree. The revamp confused me when I downloaded it.
PC Master.
It's designed to keep you in the menu so that you can get more ad space in your eyes.
Must be. But it's cool. It's fun. I'm really excited to try out some HDR games like Forza Horizon 3.
And Gears of War 4.
I'm not a big Gears of War fan. So
Gears of War 4?
maybe.
I like
we'll
my
see.
JRPGs.
Halo. I really want to play Halo 5, but I haven't played any Halos yet.
Ooh.
So I have to suffer through the first few.
You could jump in.
It's not suffering.
Just go on.
Because I don't know any of the story.
Just
or
go on
anything.
Wikipedia and read the summaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might.
Halo 4 is the only one that I would say skip over out of all of the games. Even I loved
The
ODST.
first one is so boring.
The
Yeah.
first one?
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
What?
It is. The story
Maybe
is
I'm just
almost
trapped in
non-existent.
nostalgia.
It's
Yeah.
like
Definitely.
Yeah.
Two Betrayals, though. I remember playing that 100 times as a kid.
Well, that's because at the time it was groundbreaking.
Yeah, I was at the time.
Yeah.
I remember reading about it as a kid, like, oh, this looks so cool, but I never played it until now. My biggest problem with the Xbox One S is it doesn't support HDMI CEC. And that's the functionality that will automatically turn on your TV and switch inputs for you.
How many different type of HDMI is there right now? Because I only know about one.
No, it's a function within HDMI. So
Yeah, but no.
every other gadget out there supports this.
Every other.
Seriously.
Yeah, every other.
Pretty
I'm
much.
sure.
Pretty much. And actually, Xbox supports a small subset of it. It'll read
Yeah.
information from your TV, but it won't do anything. And so, because of that, now I have to buy a Logitech Harmony remote. So I
Which
can.
you will enjoy anyway.
I will,
Trust
but
me.
it's a
Having-
bummer because
Having one myself, I can't go back. It's fantastic.
Tony, where do you keep your really small violins that we can play for Jarron?
hey. So I have all my
I got it.
gadgets in a
Oh,
cabinet.
here it is.
It's a really small little violin.
I have all my gadgets in a cabinet. Before,
Play us
I
that
wouldn't
song.
ever have to open up the cabinet, and switch inputs and get the remote out. But
Then
now, every time I turn on the Xbox, I got to do that. So it's a small annoyance. I wish they would support it.
Isn't the remote on your
whatever.
phone? Do you keep your phone in the cabinet? Isn't the remote for your TV on the phone?
That's for the TV, not for the receiver.
Oh, not for the receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They should make
But
it.
Yeah,
once,
that's- I
once
mean-
you get that Harmony remote, it won't matter.
it won't, but it's a bummer. So beautiful console. I don't like the interface too much. I'm excited about some of the games. The HDR is awesome, so I'd give it Owen's Kids 8.
Yeah.
I will.
I think I put them at an 8.5 though.
No, it was an 8.
Was it 8? Okay.
it was an 8.
Well,
So
all right.
as
Sorry, kid.
as cluttered as the Xbox One interface is right now, it's still 10 times more responsive than the PS4 interface. PS4 interface is a steaming pile of turd.
I disagree.
They need to make it more intuitive. I remember
I'll
turning
s-
on PlayStation, not understanding.
I've never had it lag on me.
Are you
so.
kidding me?
I'm
It
not.
lags all the time on me. I hit the over button, and it's like a second before it moves over.
Yeah.
Over, click, over,
No,
Click.
I don't know. I haven't noticed it.
It's the
Or
beginning of the AI
up, and it's like
overlords, right?
It lags every time I try to get into Bikini Fest
It's just
5000.
you. It's
my
just you,
JRPG.
Tony.
Maybe it just hates me.
It does. This
I
is
don't
the
know.
AI at work.
I don't know.
Did you talk to it?
Did you ask it if it would
That's
stop
why you
doing
need to
that?
talk to your technology.
Yeah, maybe.
It doesn't have a Connect. It's a Sony.
You can still do voice commands as long as you have a headset or their PlayStation Eye thingy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was being sarcastic. You guys are being for real. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I do like my PS4 though. Don't get me wrong.
There's some pretty cool games.
When was the
on
last
both.
time you turned it on?
The other day to get all the updates that I missed for not turning it on the last 2 months.
All right, when was the last like actual real time that you turned it on to play a game?
You need to get Uncharted, man.
Well, no, I did. The other day I turned it on because I wanted to play the Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Oh, you were telling me about
I
that.
started Metal Gear 5 on my PC, and I needed to play that one
Is
first.
Ground Zero not on,
It's on
Xbox?
It's on everything. PC,
Why don't you
Xbox.
play it on Master Race?
I don't have it on PC. And I had it on PS4 because it was one of their like PlayStation Plus giveaways one month.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'm playing MGS5 though on my PC, and let me tell you
Sweet.
something. It is great, and it looks phenomenal. Graphics are really, really good. Plays great.
It's
it's optimized pretty well.
Oh yeah, like it blows me away that because I mean I've talked about Deus Ex before and how it kind of isn't well optimized, but it does have a lot of bells and whistles that many games don't use as much.
Define.
Like depth of field, the really the textures that are really, really well defined that look totally, really 3-dimensional, stuff like that. But
Out of 10, what would you have given Deus Ex, the second one?
I haven't played it enough to rate
As of
it.
right now.
As of right now, I mean,
Out of 10.
It's going to be an 8. It's always an 8.
No, I'm saying 6.
no. If I had to see, I can't give it a rating though. I'll give you a performance rating.
Sure.
Performance rating right now, I give it a 6.
Boom!
Yeah,
Face, Jarron.
because I have two 970s.
Performance rating. It's different.
I have two 970s and an i7. It's a couple generations old, but it's still got plenty of power, and I can't even run the game on very high, let alone ultra, and get a solid 60 frames per second. It's ridiculous. Whereas Metal Gear Solid 5 looks almost as good, and I get maxed out settings and 60 frames per second 100% of the time.
Way to go, Konami.
Well,
Konami.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, way to go, Hideo Kojima for
Hideo Kojima.
for your stuff. Konami, you're stupid. I don't like you right now.
Yeah, I don't think anyone likes them right now.
Okay. Speaking of computery stuff, let's talk about the new Intel chips for a minute.
Yeah, so Intel, they announced their 7th gen core CPU,
Kaby Lake.
Kaby Lake. And this is their first toe in their tic-tac-toe strategy. I made that part up.
Yeah, that's not what it's called.
Yeah, it's not called that, but
I don't get it.
It's called I can't remember. Nope, I can't remember. But what they do is it's new architecture. No, it's shrink existing architecture, new architecture, optimization of the new architecture. So there's 3. They'll be using the same gen. Did I say it wrong? I think it's new architecture, shrink the architecture, optimize the architecture. Yeah. So you have the same base architecture for 3 years now instead of just 2.
Yeah, so it's still 14 nanometer. Next year's will finally go down to 10 nanometer.
Yeah.
So if that would be my preference if you could wait.
What's crazy though is you're still everything I'm reading is you're still getting a
10 to
solid
20%
10 to
upgrade.
20%
Yeah,
upgrade,
that's
and
pretty
it's
good.
the same architecture and the same size of transistors. That's crazy.
So apparently the big change for Kaby Lake, the 7th gen, is 4K video. This handles 4K video so much more efficiently. So
Yeah.
if you're a video editor, this would be a great choice.
Speaking of which, is this brought to you by the same company that dun 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 dun?
Intel, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Good input, James.
All right. Owen. Unless you had something you're about to say, James.
Your cookies are really good.
I know, they're freaking canelitas, man.
Guys, try one.
I
So
can't.
good.
They have
Jarron-
gluten in them.
Jarron can't have it.
Yeah.
Owen,
You offend me.
let's keep this rolling with some PC games. Tell us about No Mario Sky.
Oh man, this is a lot of fun. So it's a procedurally generated version of Mario, and you go out and blast off and fly through the universe and find the princess. So I got about 3 worlds in before I
Gave up,
quit,
got bored.
before I hit 100% of the whole game.
Oh.
And I mean, rinse and repeat. So
Wait, this isn't
it's you can't get it anymore.
18 quintillion planets?
Yeah, Yeah, it was a lot of fun for the
Procedurally
first
generated.
3 planets, and then
Pretty much the same thing.
the controls are really hard to get to do, like because I'm not a PC gamer, so the
Isn't it just left, right?
it was WASD,
Okay.
and then
I love WASD.
but also you can change them. So the cool thing about the game is you can change the controllers to do whatever you want. You could actually optimize them to use a controller. Like
cool.
You could set it up. But yeah, I found it using the keyboard. It was pretty awful trying to smash Goombas and get coins. But then after you beat the first level and he tells you, oh, actually the princess isn't on this planet, you get to
Right.
fly a ship. You get in, you fly around. There's a little radar bubble that's about the size of a 50-cent piece on the screen, and then you find worlds and just
That's cool.
head that way. So I grabbed the download because I know that they were gonna.
They've already got a
Nintendo's super aggressive about their
big time.
They're not
takedowns.
winning fans here.
No. And and so I downloaded it as soon as I could, and I have it. But on the site now that you'll see in the show notes, they're now calling it no DMCA.
DMCA Sky.
Is it DCMA or is it DMCA?
DMCA Sky.
Yeah, no DMCA Sky. They've changed the name of the.
That's funny.
So
This game took 72 hours to build too.
yeah, it was.
Did you read about that?
No, I was in the facts. It was just they just generated it, but they just kind of their way it went
Wow.
using the base Mario
Talented
stuff.
dudes right there.
Yeah.
Does it ever bum you guys out that you literally are like 72 hours away from being a millionaire if you were smart enough?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, didn't they give this
Well,
game
when you
away
put it
for
that
free?
way.
Oh yeah, you could get it for free. It was
Yeah.
completely. It was
If they
completely
would've
just a
charged
project,
a-
like a pet project.
If they would have charged $1 for this and instead of Mario called it like Oreo.
They couldn't really because it had the plumber, the coins,
Yeah.
the Goombas. I mean,
Yeah,
there was
but
enough.
that's
There was enough.
aesthetical stuff.
Nintendo would have sued
There
them
was enough.
so fast.
There was enough content in there to make it.
You run
Definitely Mario.
You run into two problems. Is that issue where Nintendo would have clamped down immediately and sued them for any money they made, and secondly, I think probably 75% of the reason why it got popular was because it was called No Mario Sky.
Right.
I guess
name
you're
recognition.
right.
They knew they're not going to go up against Nintendo. They knew they tried to get money out of it. They would have just spent months in legal battles and
But they get a whole lot of name recognition
They
for
do.
72 hours worth of work.
yeah, for sure. Some guys like, I guess I got a weekend. Let's build this
I'll just make a game.
game.
Whatever.
But it was a lot of fun. Once you got into the ship was a lot of fun to fly around in. I mean, it was just 2D. I mean, it wasn't like anything crazy good, but it was a lot of fun. So I have it if you guys want it.
I like how that's like the third or fourth time you said that you have it.
I'm just like,
I have
hey,
it.
I got it.
I normally miss out on this kind of stuff. Like I'm normally like, it's already
Remember that one
taken
time
down.
you joined Team Instinct
Yeah.
or Pokemon Go?
Mm-hmm.
The Internet Explorer of Pokemon teams?
Yeah, it's
wah.
really not. It's not wrong. but yeah.
Speaking of which, have they done the birds yet? The
The
legendary
legendaries?
birds?
No,
I heard
don't
how
think
they're
so.
going to do it, but like I don't know if they've...
I don't think they've released any legendaries
No,
yet.
no, they're still working on
I
actually
still-
getting people to play now.
Does anyone? Does anyone play it anymore?
I was gonna say I still keep up on the news fairly regularly, but I don't play it anymore.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks for me, but
See, I was just ahead of the curve, guys.
You're just an
or
early
not
quitter.
good at it.
What I thought was interesting is you passed by the parks that used to be full of people, and now they're empty.
Yeah,
Oh, there's still some hardcore ones downtown.
it's like a flash fire. You know,
Yeah.
goes up like that, but doesn't last very long. But I don't know. Maybe if they can update it with some good stuff.
Speaking of flash
Who
fires,
knows? Yeah. Intro. I mean,
Yeah.
segue.
it's Galaxy Note 7.
Oh man!
So-
I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos.
We wanted to talk about this last week, but we ran out of time. But Galaxy Note 7, it's Samsung's latest and greatest. It's a pretty sweet looking phone.
All the early reviews said it's the best Android phone
Yeah.
on the market.
Wasn't it good that we missed it last week? So that,
Yeah.
so that we could get this
Yeah.
part of it. Okay.
So, but my complaint about it is it shares the same specs as the S7 phones that they released 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and it's the same size as the S7 Edge.
The only
So-
thing you're getting basically is the
Stylus.
stylus and a
Yep.
couple of software tweaks.
Yeah. So
It even has a slightly smaller battery than the S7 Edge.
really.
Yeah.
Oh man, get the S7 Edge. Ours had it on their review. They're like, "You're paying $800 for what? You can get a 1+1 for half the price. You can pretty much get just as much." So, anyway, they're exploding. That's fun.
Was ours the only one? I think ours was the only one that gave it kind of a
Yeah.
negative
And
spin.
They only only reason they didn't like it is because of the cost.
Yeah.
It's just so dang expensive.
Too expensive for
Yeah.
sure.
Now they got
It
another
doesn't
reason.
matter anymore now.
Yeah, now they got another reason. Yeah, Samsung's officially recalled the phones and stopped
Stop selling them.
selling them.
So you should be anyway, not be able to buy them. I went to Best Buy today actually, and they're on the front doors, big plastic wrap. Samsung Galaxy Note 7 still on the doors.
For real? Oh my gosh.
At the same
You
time,
know-
they're accepting recalls like
Yeah.
the
So you know
Oh, man.
the greeter they have at the beginning. You know,
Yeah.
welcome to Best Buy. Can help you find anything, whatever. I walk in. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And then I look at it and I say, you guys going to take those vinyl wraps down for the Galaxy Note 7 since they're recalled? And literally the two guys there look at me and go, what? I was like, you guys,
That's your typical Best Buy employee. They don't know anything.
you don't know? No.
That always harkens back to that Ron Swanson clip where he walks into Home
I
Depot.
know more than you.
I know more
Yeah.
than you. And like to the employee.
One of my favorite clips in Parks and Rec
that's
of
great.
all time.
That's how I feel whenever I call any tech support for anything, you know?
yeah,
True.
same.
Ugh.
Did you turn it off, Jarron? Did you
Yeah,
turn it off?
exactly.
Did you turn it back on?
Did you unplug it?
Yeah, so-
yeah, they had no idea, and then their
That's
answer.
great timing for Apple's keynote on Wednesday.
I know,
Oh.
right?
It's like they did it on purpose. I mean,
Dum, dum, dum.
So don't try to buy a Galaxy Note 7.
Hey,
It
are we
may
ta-
explode in your face.
Are we talking about the Apple accidental leaks for the iPhone 7? Or do you want to hold off to
Let's
till
hold
next
off
week?
till next week because they're going to
Yeah.
actually announce all of it.
Okay.
Like I said, I hate doing rumors, but if you read anything on the internet, everything and anything's been leaked about that. I can't tell
Yeah.
what's real and what's
Well,
not
because the
anymore.
only thing that I've read that if it is true, I think it's a really bad but kind of cool idea that they're getting rid of the jack for your headphones
Boo.
and they're going wireless. And the best
Boo.
comment that I saw for it is
Boo.
because all they are is just like two little things that go into your ear.
Jarron, how do you feel about it?
It's totally not consumer friendly.
it's like exactly how I
It's-
felt about IR blasters. So now me and Jarron can relate.
hey, I need an IR blaster now, okay? I need a good one.
That's right.
Too bad.
Too bad they
The
don't do it
best,
anymore.
the best marketing thing that I saw because they're just two little earbuds that just go right in your ears is somebody saw the picture of it. They're like, just seeing this picture makes me think I already lost these.
Speaking of which, though, Bragi, we talked about the Bragi Dash
Yeah.
a few months ago. They just announced a new product today.
What is Bragi Dash?
They're wireless earbuds.
The earbuds
cool.
that don't have any wires
Yeah.
even connecting them to each other.
But with the Bragi Dash, there's like memory, so you get download songs to them. It does fitness tracking.
Bluetooth, everything.
But
Tony gave it a bad review though,
yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't fit in
because
my
they were
ear.
they were kind of
but they announced a new version today.
Does it have better ear tips?
Were they too
I
big
don't
or
know.
too small for your ears?
Too small. Much too small.
it's like a
Oh.
pencil in a mine shaft.
Like, well, I explained it last time is, yeah, I mean, basically, pencil in a mine shaft. That you put on the different ear tips, and all it does is make the unit itself thicker, so it fits in the fold. Your ear folds different. The actual
ear folds. Gross.
ear wrinkles, whatever you want to call them. The
I
actual
want to see your ear folds, baby.
Ear orifice.
the actual you guys.
Ear,
The actual
ear sphincter.
Actual
The actual-
canal.
Show us
ear
your
pucker.
folds, Tony.
You want to see that?
Don't.
Oh, too
take a look!
much.
Take a look at that! Look at those ears.
Is that
Look
infected?
away.
This is what you wanted to see.
Are you not entertained?
The actual diameter of the earpiece, though, that would seal off the ear canal, does not change from tip style to tip style. So,
So you
Yeah,
prefer a
so-
different tip.
yeah, I need a different tip,
You need a bigger tip.
much bigger.
It makes sense. Anyway, their new product, it's pretty much the same thing, but they removed the fitness tracking, the
Oh,
memory,
Okay.
but the battery life is increased by 2 times.
Ooh.
So it goes from 3 hours to 6 hours, which
How
is
much do
great.
they want for these?
It's half $100 cheaper
Oh.
than their original Bragi Dash. So it goes from $250 to $150, and you can
So,
pre-order right now for $120. So that's
Basically,
pretty good.
it does everything but the exercise stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And
That's cool.
Nobody wants to exercise with these. They fall out.
Yeah,
Well,
Too
they
loose.
fall out of my ear. That's for sure.
there was some Bluetooth issues with the first one; didn't stay connected very well. But supposedly they said they fixed it with this model, so we'll see.
I'm really curious about these now. If they fit in my ear,
Yeah.
I might want a pair.
Well, a lot of people are coming out with them now. Jabra, Samsung,
That's true.
they both announced versions. That's similar to the Bragi Dash. So, we'll see what shakes out, what comes to the top.
Does it still have the audio pass through capability?
Yes, it
Nice.
does.
I liked that. Well, I would like it if it fit in my ear. Stupid.
What you're saying is it's
Wraps
poopy?
them. You just need to wrap some like electrical tape around or something.
I'll just like,
You know.
yeah, I'll take some memory foam. I'll rip
Yeah.
a chunk out of my pillow.
Yeah.
And then wrap it around tape around the thing and just, I don't think that'll work. I'm going to try it though.
You should.
It's
you know.
worth it.
You're worth it.
For $100 less, that's a good.
Yeah,
thing. You can
150 is not a bad price.
That's actually not. No.
Yeah, and if you pre-order it,
120.
120, not bad.
I'm not pre-ordering. I don't pre-order anything.
Yeah, I would not recommend pre-ordering.
Never. All right, so check this out. Uncle Squinky sent me this.
Hi, Uncle Squinky.
It's a digital analog pen and paper. Now there's a lot of different versions of this kind of thing out.
which we've talked
The Kindle.
about before.
and we've talked about a few of them.
No.
You're not even close, James.
I love those crackers that I just ate so
No, they're
much.
cinnamon sugar flavor. They're great.
I'm going to take a picture of them.
So it's this product from crap. I lost
Apple.
it. No,
Android.
Mont Blanc.
Oh,
They make very high-end pens,
expensive pens.
and this is it's a notebook with an Italian leather cover with a special pen, and the notebook's cover and the pen have little sensors that talk to each other. So whatever you write in there, it digitizes it, and you can make an e-file out of it.
Yes. So other companies have been doing this for a while, like LiveScribe.
What's it called?
It is called the Mont Blanc Augmented Paper.
So White Mountain.
So yeah, basically Monte Blanco. Pretty neat. Pretty cool idea. It is a little bit different in that it doesn't use like a camera sensor or anything like that. You don't have to take a picture of the paper like some of them.
These pens are almost $500 a
That's
piece.
the problem. Is this will set you back $725 for the pen and pad.
Holy cow!
You know, I hear that pens are more just like a status thing. Like you go in a meeting, you take it out of your jacket and you set it on the table, and it's like, this is my pen. It's kind of like American Psycho with the cards.
I'm an Arrow pen
Oh,
guy.
I've seen that clip.
There's
Yeah.
nobody else.
Yeah.
I'm an
That's
Arrow pen
hilarious.
Arrow makes pretty good pens.
Pilot G2 gel pen.
Those are great pens.
7.
I'm an Arrow
But I will
man
take
myself.
a 5 in certain circumstances.
I like a 7 as well.
Yeah, you go any finer and it's hard, and you might as well be writing with a ballpoint pen. You go any thicker, and
it's
then
all
don't
just-
get used to your writing.
Yeah. Pens.
I'm actually a big fan of pens. I like them a lot.
I love pens
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
My favorite pen, though, and I don't buy them anymore because I've lost 3 already, is the Fisher Space Pen.
Oh, I love space pens.
Great
I have
pen.
one at work. It's like I just want to eat it.
No,
Yeah,
you like it a lot.
I do.
But anyway, so this Mont Blanc pen will store 100 pages at once before you have to download it to your computer or whatever. And it also claims best-in-class handwriting recognition, available for 12 languages. So,
Yeah, we'll see. They're a pen company, not a software company.
Yeah.
Speaking of software
So-
company, what's the big deal with these Fisher Space pens? I'm looking at them right now.
Because they can write upside down, they can write underwater, they can write on glass.
Paper's ruined in water.
But other
Why would you write upside down unless you're writing underneath a
they
table?
were made for
Oh,
use
man.
in space. That's why they're called a space pen.
Why don't you just use a pencil?
Because we're not Russians.
That story's fake. That is not a real story. I've done the research.
You did?
That story is fake. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yep. Of course they knew to use pencils, you know?
The problem with pencils, though, and I mean it's fairly easily solved too,
smudge.
is the smudging and the shavings.
and they're not permanent.
And if you want to erase something, you got eraser shavings floating all over the
We
place.
don't erase.
You just cross it out.
Well, yeah, that's what you would do with
We're
a pen.
Americans.
You just
We don't
don't-
make mistakes.
that's right.
America,
That's where I was going.
America,
You guys.
America.
You're right. We don't make mistakes.
We go. Yeah.
All right, Colin Kaepernick, let's keep going.
Kaepernick.
Sports, yo. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, football starts this week.
Moving along.
8 people just turned off the podcast.
Thanks a lot, James.
You said the F word, man. It's not allowed.
Certain words that aren't allowed on this podcast.
I
That's
got
one of
4
them.
football leagues going this year, 4 fantasy football leagues, and I'm so excited to get them started.
You used 3 words that aren't allowed.
Sports.
Just kidding.
Jockstrap.
We don't care if you like sporks.
Your mom.
Did I say sporks?
Mm,
We don't
I like
care if you
I
like
love sports.
Speaking of
That's a great
technology-
gadget.
I actually like sports somewhat. I just don't. I'm too
Talk
lazy
about
to
my
follow it.
Talk about my story.
Which, yeah, let's do yours.
So I'm at the very bottom because I wrote it in the bathtub.
New YouTube poopy?
No.
Chanel?
Overwatch is in season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just started season 2 of Overwatch. Now, I can't remember if they split the year into quarters or into thirds, and that's how they're going to do seasons.
Explain. I have no idea what these seasons mean.
So what it is it's pretty much just like a ranking system in Overwatch. You got to play 10 games, and it places you in a certain ranking. And it's for the people that want to take Overwatch a little bit more seriously, because every now and then you get into a team in just normal play, and they all select one character, and you just have a good time kind of thing. But this, with Overwatch competitive play, it matches you with, I can't remember how many other people are in your team. I know, I'm telling a great story. It's like 8 people?
I believe it's 8.
And only one character can be chosen per person. So if somebody picks Symmetra, there can only be one Symmetra, which, by the way, Symmetra is one of the most underrated characters, especially when you're defending.
Like your little turrets? You like those?
They need to be buffed, in my personal opinion, but it's the teleporter. If you know where to put a teleporter.
That is useful.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're defending. Anywho, so they changed up a couple of things per season because there was a lot of people that are getting mad about certain things. First thing that they changed that they talk about was... not in this article, but in a different one. If you got to the point where, there's a King of the Hill, you took it, and then you won, and then they took it and you won, it would come down to a coin toss. And obviously, like...
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not good. So now they revised it. They made it better.
Is there a third round?
Yeah, there's a third round now. Now, in different other kinds of maps, they're 3 out of 5 wins, kind of takes it versus before it would go 4 and 4. Anywho, they also introduced a new skill rating tiers. You got bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, and grandmaster with different leveling systems. Now you're only going to be, instead of, because it was in the double digits before, now they raise it up to the quadruple digits of... This sounded so much more cooler in my head before.
I'm listening.
Wow,
really?
You just ran out of steam.
Well, you guys aren't
mid-sentence.
interacting with me, so like it makes me bored. It's like, wow, like this story sounded so much cooler in my bathtub at 6 o'clock when I was preparing.
Now you know exactly how I feel when I talk about graphics processors.
Yeah, but these guys know what you're talking about. And I like making farting sounds.
No, yeah.
I can
Yeah,
make
totally.
a farting sound if you
Anywho,
want.
so they upgraded
Nobody knows what I talk about.
the lever penalties because in competitive play, you have to stay till the end of the game or else it screws the rest of your team. Now they're knocking everything from the percentage of XP earned. If you continue to leave, and even after that, they'll suspend you from the game. What?
I'm acting interested now.
Oh, just his eyes. It's a microphone with 2 eyes. Anywho, it's in the show notes. Go check it out. I mean... Overwatch is the thing that I've been playing the most lately.
I've always wanted to try that game.
It's so good. I'll give you my Steam login so you can play it.
He doesn't have a computer that'll play it.
Oh,
I don't either.
my Surface Book?
Yeah, actually, that'll play it. That game surprisingly will run on almost anything.
Really?
It runs really...
Except for MacBook.
Well, if you
Yeah.
had Windows on it.
True
it'd
story.
run. You can also play it on Xbox One or PS4. You have both of those.
Yeah, then I'd have to buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Speaking of games and changes, I want to talk just briefly on Titanfall 2.
That game looks awesome.
I participated
I
in
played
both of the betas.
Yeah.
I played it on Xbox One and PS4,
And what'd you think?
and I think that game, I loved the first one. I really enjoyed it.
What was your main gun? Did you use the auto pistol in the first one?
No, I hated that gun.
I love
that gun.
that
Felt
one.
so cheap. And when I got killed by the freaking
Was it the
smart
plastic?
pistol,
It was the plastic.
it was cheap feeling.
Yeah.
What do you mean it was cheap feeling? You're holding a controller.
I
Like you
hate
felt like you were cheating when you were using it?
a little bit.
Did
but,
you feel like you got more kills when you were using it?
Well, I didn't use it that much because I thought it was stupid how it auto locked. Like I hated that. And
I love that.
I hated getting killed by guys that auto locked on me. I'd watch the replay and all they did was like run towards me as I'm strafing and jumping, and then they're just like fire, click, click, click.
Sounds like
the
my type of
reason-
gun. Yeah.
The
I
reason
have to
why
get
I
into
like
that.
Titanfall is it's the first game I've ever played that's like online multiplayer that I actually felt like I was making a difference. Like Halo, I get mowed over.
The reason you liked Titanfall for that reason is because there were non-player characters that you
Which
could
is
kill.
a great idea.
I think it's fantastic, and they're going to keep that trend in certain play modes on Titanfall 2.
Yep.
Which is good. So if you like Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2 is definitely right up your alley. It looks a little bit prettier than Titanfall 1. I felt like it ran a little bit smoother.
Which for me, I felt like it ran worse.
Did you really?
On Xbox One, yeah.
Huh.
Given that, like what we were talking about, I usually just play with the auto pistol because I would parkour around the entire map, and then when it start to lock on somebody, then I chase after them. I used it in a skillful way. Yeah, that I see how passionate I got.
Much
right
more
there.
skillful than your ability to not drool.
I'm not saying anything.
So between the two platforms, though, I felt like it played smoother on Xbox One versus PS4, which is weird because PS4 is more powerful.
Take that back. Just kidding.
No,
I have an
no,
Xbox One now. I'm fine with that.
PS4 is more powerful. I will not take that
He's
back.
just trying to he's trying to make the Xbox One feel better.
Yeah.
The Xbox One runs at about 900p, I believe, and the PS4 runs at a full 1080p. They're both aiming for 60 frames per second, though, and they nailed it for the most part. But for whatever reason, just everything felt a little more smooth on the Xbox One. I don't know why. I don't know, and maybe it's because they conceded by going to the 900p.
Right, that's what I was
And
going to say.
and it left a little more headroom versus forcing the 1080p on PS4.
Well, it's a beta. Maybe they'll work it out.
And that's the thing. That's the other factor is it's beta, and they have until end of October, I believe, to iron the kinks out.
Well, they've also had a lot more time to develop for Xbox than PS4.
They're probably much more familiar
Yeah.
with that architecture. But really just fun, fast, furious gameplay.
Yeah.
And one neat thing that they added is the grappling hook. Did you play with the grappling hook much?
No, I didn't.
Really cool. You're basically like almost kind of like Spider-Man.
You're a Widowmaker.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Overwatch.
That's a good.
It's pretty much the same
a
thing.
very good. It's faster though. With Widowmaker, you have to wait for it to recharge.
Can you just continually use it?
Yeah, with Titanfall, you can use it, pull yourself up to somewhere, and let go and fly through the air and use it again.
Oh, for
while you're
real?
in midair. Yeah.
Is the open beta still going right now?
No, it was only for a weekend both times. But so that game was really neat. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said earlier in this episode, though, do not pre-order. Don't pre-order it. Wait till it comes out. Make sure it's
What's
good.
the release date on that?
It's October sometime.
Wait for the day one patches.
Wait for the day one patches, exactly, because they're going to be there.
They have to.
And hopefully between now and then, Respawn Entertainment will have a PC beta because they did not include the PC version in these two beta sessions, only Xbox One and PS4. So hopefully I'll get to play that before it comes out on PC with a beta. But we will see. But that is definitely a title I would say keep your eye on, especially if you liked the first one. Titanfall 2 seems like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, game-wise, we got Duke Nukem 3D re-release. Duke Nukem
See, I never got
3D
into that.
World
Oh.
Tour.
I played that game.
What's the
when I
gimmick
was a
in that
kid.
game?
What's the what?
What's the gimmick in that game?
It was an awesome first-person shooter
Yeah.
in the 90s.
It was just-
that's the gimmick.
One of the first
Was it better
first-person
than
shooters. Different.
Well, it came out after Doom.
Yeah. I would say it was different. I don't know about better, different style, but definitely more of a funny game. So you got Duke Nukem giving all his one-liners out and
pixelated boobies.
pixelated bosoms.
Oh, yeah.
And,
For real?
Yeah.
oh yeah, he goes into a strip club in the first level.
You could turn it off though.
Can I say a quick side note really quick?
Of course.
So Grand Theft Auto 5, they have that strip club,
Uh-huh.
and then they introduce this whole online mode where you can go and you can visit your friends. And none of my friends realize that because if you can get a separate strip dance where the stripper
lap
gets
dance?
naked
Yeah.
on you, and you could see how many times people will get that naked strip dance.
Yeah, it's
on-
in the
on the internet.
stats.
Yeah, so I got one on mine, and I went to my friends, and it's at 1,100.
That's ridiculous.
1100.
1,100 lap dances.
Yeah, that game tracks everything you do. It tracks how many people you've killed, how many bullets you've fired, how many strip clubs how many lap dances you've got, how many hookers you've used, how many hookers you've killed. I mean, everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was just proud, just the difference between the two numbers. Just like me, one because I'm like,
Got to see what it is.
The
Yeah, you got to see what it
Whatever.
is, but I'm not really into that. And then,
11.
1,100.
You got to tell him.
Good thing
He
you-
needs help.
Good
Nah, I think the number's probably gone up.
Well,
So has anybody
that's
heard any more
funny.
NX news or rumors or anything? I heard that they were going to maybe do a press release in Tokyo at the end of this year.
Yeah, they're supposed
Hopefully, it's
to.
supposed to come out in March, right?
I want to say I think they're going to have something on that in October, if I remember correctly.
Right.
We'll have this podcast out on the 6th, and then on the 7th, Sony is supposed to announce PlayStation 4 Neo.
And the Apple keynote.
And the Apple keynote is also this week, so we're sorry about that. You have to wait 2 weeks for us our take on that, but
We'd rather report right than wrong.
exactly. But anyway, Duke Nukem 3D re-release looks kind of neat. They got a bunch of people that worked on the original to add 8 new levels. They're not really doing anything to make the graphics better. They're just making everything run good on the new hardware. So you don't have to use like DOSBox or any like weirdo hacked version.
So are they selling this as like a nostalgia based game?
Basically,
Yeah.
Those graphics aren't as bad as I remember, actually.
They might have gone through and sharpened the textures and stuff.
I think they did.
Smooth them out.
And another neat thing is they got the original voice actor John St. John to come in and record some new Duke lines.
John
Stamos.
So
Wrong one.
So yeah, if you
Dang it.
want some good old Duke Nukem 3D nostalgia, that's coming out in October. It looks kind of fun.
Ever since you mentioned the pens, I just have gone down a rabbit hole as far as like top 5 pens and stuff like that. If you know me, like I'm a super big sucker for any kind of lists. That's why I'm like subscribed to like Watch Mojo. They have top 10 lists all the time. Looper, stuff like that. But what I wanted to pitch to you guys is I want to start another YouTube channel of top 5 time wasters at work. And we can have it be a user submitted thing, and I'm going to put together a video sometime this week about my top 5 time wasters at work.
You want us to encourage wasting company money?
Oh no. Just tell what you do. Everybody does it.
Not your
Just-
company money. The other person's company
And on
money.
top of that, it
okay.
isn't necessarily while you're at work. Some people are waiting in the airport. Technically, they're working,
I don't know if
waiting
I
for
feel
their airplane.
So it'd just be-
There's lunch
I
breaks.
don't know if I
there's-
feel okay with this.
So
Other
just be
breaks.
time wasters, not time wasters at work.
Oh right, just
Right.
time waste.
Time
My-
wasters. I have many time vampires.
My wife wanted me to say that Sharpie pens are the best.
Sharpie?
Hey, I'm a Pilot G2 gel pen fan myself.
I
but
don't
she
like the gel
apparently
pen.
likes-
It doesn't dry quick enough.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
and it also depends on
I
what
end up with
surface.
smudge.
This list that I found even lists the top 5 paper brands. Apparently, Rhodia is the best all-around paper to be writing
There
on.
you go.
The more you know.
I'll add it to the show notes.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that because pens are just things I used to write with.
Your wife just handed me a piece of paper.
She's all about pens. She usually picks out a pretty good pen for me. I do know that I like those Pilot G2s. That's, what are you writing on there?
James is writing something.
Is it?
He's literate. That's a shock.
what kind of pen is this?
That's a .4.
Oh,
millimeter,
a
by the
Pilot G-Tech C4. I got to take a picture of this. That was smooth. And the nice thing is I sit and I
Is it well balanced for the
when
twirling?
when I think about the twirling thing, I have to have a well-balanced pen. And it twirls really well. Look at that. One time I tried to get all fancy and did this. And I can't do that. I can do this, though.
Don't hurt my computer with that pen.
Sorry.
Keep it away.
Flipping it around.
I'm going to take a picture of this pen really quick.
Okay, I do want to hit on real quick. I think we've
Project
covered-
Ara?
Yep, Project Ara is the next
Do you
thing.
hear my tears?
I think when I read that, I could have sworn I heard a cry of anguish from across the valley.
Yeah, up north, but yeah, it was me, most likely. What? No! Why did you do? Why? Yeah, Google canned it. They canceled it. All
Is
these
it
people
a
are.
big
What was it?
surprise, really?
No, not even a
it's
little
not.
bit.
What was
They-
Project Aura?
Project Ara was
Ara.
the
Ara.
Project
Ara.
Ara was the modular phone idea.
The one that
And,
we hated on?
Yeah.
like
yeah, and
4
Jarron made a very
episodes ago?
Jarron made a very valid point that you never upgrade like the processor or the screen in it.
That you can't.
You
I-
can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was never going to be an
'Cause
option.
Well, no, it was an
before
option.
it was.
Yeah.
But in May, they
And-
said it was no longer an option.
Right,
They
that's right.
revised it.
And to me, that's the day Project
That-
Ara died.
Yeah, really, it was, and it has a lot of potential. And I think that
Well, it's a
I
great concept.
I hope that that's the way it goes. And I read a couple articles, and one of the article reviewers was just like, "That's just I want a new everything And I as a tech person and as somebody that came from a generation that I don't like to throw everything away. I don't like to just disposable gadgets and like the whole idea of Apple soldering their RAM in and like non-upgradable stuff. It just gets under my skin because I buy very expensive architecture and then I want to keep it going for a few years. I don't need the
Yeah.
best and the whole time.
I'd say there's definitely a price to like a price barrier to where
Right.
I want to keep it going for so long. But
Exactly.
there are some disposable gadgets where I'm just like,
for
I got
sure.
my year's use out of it or whatever.
Right.
And toss it, but yeah, for like a $600 phone, or,
Right.
or a $1,200 laptop,
Just the potential. I mean, like I know that buying new is fun and everything, you get all the new bells and whistles, and it's basically guaranteed income. I think that's what's driving, is that Apple doesn't want you to be able to upgrade your stuff. They want to know that in 3 years, when your computer's not the fastest anymore, they're going to get another $1,200 from you.
wasn't that one of the jokes that became an Apple joke at their last press conference? They made fun of people that are still using 4-year-old computers or something like that.
It doesn't ring a bell.
No, I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't remember that.
Wouldn't surprise
honestly.
me. Those-
But I mean, there's a case to be made that like doing all those things where it makes it hard to upgrade, it makes for a more attractive package because you can get things thinner.
There's
make it look
there's
better.
trade-off. There's trade-off for sure.
But I mean, yeah, it sucks that we will probably never have that for a
Yeah.
smartphone.
the geek community, there was a bit of a mourning on the Reddits and we were all sad. But even the lead developer there was like, yeah, it had a lot of potential. We're really sad to see it go, but
Can you imagine being the lead on that and
yeah.
just nope, not doing that anymore?
At that point, I'd be like, do I still have a job?
well, and that's the thing. Google's just like, we're just going to throw tons of money at you to do some other cool random thing that may
Wouldn't-
never see the light of day.
How many things has Google announced, and how many products
Yeah.
do they actually have?
Exactly.
Android, Google Search, Gmail. That's about it.
No, those are just their big products. They got a ton of other products.
So I got the new.
All their little apps they have on
Oh
Android.
yeah, but I mean, like so many things.
Speaking of Google, I got the new
Google Reader,
the new phone,
Google
the
Wave,
new phone software.
Google Buzz.
Oh,
Nougat.
7 Nougat?
Yeah, so I waited patiently for me. I waited 4 days, and I didn't get it. Like I got the Nexus phone specifically to get
Right.
the updates right away, and they staggered the release, and it was really annoying. And every morning, actually,
I hate
30 minutes.
staggered releases.
Every 30 minutes, I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna check right now, and it even tells you last checked 30 minutes ago. And so finally, I found, and this is for anybody out there running the Nexus phones or Android phones that haven't got it yet. If you go enroll your device in the beta program, normally you get the beta release that they're working on, and if you unenroll your device, well then your device goes away.
Yeah.
They wipe it all
have to
everything, right?
Reinstall completely.
Yeah. Not so right now. With that's how I got my update, was that I got tired of waiting and I backed up all my stuff and was like, I'm doing it. And I enrolled my device in beta. Like literally 30 seconds later, got the update and installed it, and then unenrolled and did not wipe my device. It's a known thing right now, and they are foregoing, since Nougat is technically being released currently. So if you wanna speed up your install, I have to say I love the new operating system. Like everything seems to run smoother. My battery life has been much improved.
Really?
Major features added to the app closure and stuff. Like they have clear all for notices. You can reply in line to a message you get, so you don't have to open
That's
the app.
nice. I like that feature.
So a lot of cool stuff in there. Check it out. But if you have a Nexus device and you have not got the update yet, throw yourself in the beta, and you can do it. I've tested it risk-free. So
After every update I get, I always think it runs smoother and
The
has better battery life.
Jarron effect.
I've had it for 4 days now, and it's pretty good.
That's good.
I'll tell you what made my battery run a lot faster.
Plugging it in.
Not run faster, sorry, or last longer.
Your battery runs faster?
It does. No, slower, I guess, because it lasts longer. Not playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
I got to second that.
my battery's improved 100% since then.
All of a sudden, I last a whole day, no problem.
Yeah.
Hey, now go back 4 episodes of this show and listen to me saying the exact same thing.
Never.
Yeah, that's right.
You gave up too early.
Yeah.
You needed to wait longer and suffer more.
Or move over to the PC.
Can you imagine just being Google and throwing money at your problems?
Oh, that's all
Yeah.
they do for sure.
Go away.
That's the American dream, isn't it?
Sure
Isn't that
is.
what everybody's trying to do?
Just Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark your problems. Just throw money at it.
Give them another
No.
R&D team with $1 billion budget.
No.
What was it you wanted to talk about, James?
The YouTube channel.
Okay. Oh, did we already talk about that?
I don't know. Did we already talk about that?
We did.
I want to
Kind of
see how
already
much
talked about
attention you were paying to me.
We did talk about
about
that.
Okay, we
the
did.
5
For
time
your,
wasters.
We did. Yeah.
your list.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Okay. Well, there you go. You heard
Watch
it here first.
for that.
I just got to delete a bunch of family stuff off my personal YouTube page, and that's going to be the one. It's going to be JDD Jensen.
Oh.
JDD for ADD. Time
Oh,
away from
that's
work.
what it's for.
Yeah.
Wait, what is JDD for?
JDD's for 8. Is that what you guys did?
There was one other thing I wanted to talk about, actually.
It's not BS, is it?
Nope, we already hit that
Already
at,
did BS.
at the beginning.
Yes.
It was, now, Razer Peripherals announced this
Razer.
probably almost a
Razer.
year ago. It's a new webcam that they call the Stargazer. It looked pretty dang neat, but it didn't hit their window for release, and it is finally going to come out, and it's actually going to be $50 less than what they said it'd be. Originally, it was announced at $200. It's going to come out at $150, but it does. It's for the Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers. 1080p 30 frames per second or 720p 60 frames per second, but that's pretty average. But what it does do is it does all of the facial recognition and hand gesture recognition that some of the newer cameras are coming out with as well. So
for like Windows Hello logins
yeah,
and stuff
like that. And once if Windows decides to build in gesture based what's it called?
Like a
gesture based movements for your operating system, like Minority Report, or like the Kinect
Incorrect.
tried,
Yes. Oh, I want that.
like
to
the
happen.
Kinect tried to do and failed miserably at. It'll have that capability built into it already. The other really neat thing that this Stargazer has is the ability to cut out the person that it's filming and remove the background.
Like with it, like green screen
like
stuff?
a green screen,
but no green
without
screen.
the green screen.
Whoa,
That's cool. So it uses depth probably, right?
Yeah, and so for Twitch,
You can put yourself anywhere.
that's right. For
Yeah.
for Twitch streamers, you don't have to have a box with you and the back of whatever you're looking at on the bottom of the screen. It can just be you overlaid on the game
Oh man,
with and the other thing it does too is it will scan 3D objects so that if their game comes out that supports importing a 3D object into the game world, it'll be able to do that.
Well, and that'd be great for 3D printing.
Yeah, that would work
Matrix.
really well for that. So a lot of potential with this Razer peripheral. It's neat to see Razer branching out. They started doing that about 3 years ago when they started their laptop line, and they started branching out from just keyboards and mice. Now they're doing a lot of kind of just neat stuff on the side. So same thing goes with this though as the games. Don't pre-order it. Don't go buy it yet. Wait for some reviews, see how it works. But it does look pretty cool so far.
Oh, yep, boy.
That's right, or something.
hey, are we going to the void?
Maybe.
It's in the works. They responded to us.
Do we have
Oh.
like a time date on when we would be going?
I'm gonna
No,
I'm gonna
not really.
I'm gonna contact them again tomorrow and
Ooh,
see what we
so-
can set up.
Stay tuned because
So
that looks freaking awesome.
Yes.
Things are happening.
there's actually a path to follow that might have the void at the end of it.
a big void at the end of the path.
What
Those are
what
my
is the
favorite.
void? What is what's the void?
You know what it is.
I know what it is, but some people might not know what it is.
3D theme park, right?
VR.
Yeah.
theme
VR.
park.
Yeah.
Closest thing you'll get to an actual holodeck right now
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Star Trek.
Cool.
So, all right.
Yes.
I think we are done. We've hit everything we wanted to talk about.
I hope you care about this, guys.
Yep.
That was the I was
What?
Because I did bad last.
say.
Well, it's
It was-
we hope you care.
It was close, but
I was
you
trying
need to
to
wait for the cue.
Oh,
You got to wait for the cue.
engage.
Wrong cue.
That's
Make it so.
Make it so number one.
I like that, Jarron. That's a high five.
Wait, what
Wrong
did he say
cue.
that was funny?
It was a Star Trek pun.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Q was
Q,
a
the
character
character.
in Star Trek. Wrong Q. Oh man, you got to watch some more Star Trek.
I don't
Engage.
think. I think James is pretending to be a nerd, and he really isn't.
I know who Q
He
is.
talked about football.
He wears the funny hat,
He does wear the funny hat sometimes.
and he takes Picard out of reality and puts him in different situations.
Okay,
Zoink.
all right.
boom, boom. He knows
Okay,
who Q
all
is.
right,
Give him
okay.
his geek cred back.
Here you go.
However, I didn't know Sulu was a freaking Star Trek captain.
It was
I'm Sulu.
if you watch the movies, the original movies, a lot of them went on to do different things, and then they'd come back together on the same starship for the movie.
Yeah.
They'd go
Oh,
off-
for real?
Yeah.
We made a lot of money when we were doing this TV show, so let's come back together and do a movie.
Yeah, and so that they would like Their
What was-
characters.
what was Sulu
their
the captain
characters?
of?
I can't remember the name of the ship, but their characters would continue off and progress within that world, and then the movie would happen, and for some reason they
Some
would
tragedy.
all come
Some
together
event.
again. Yeah,
But
and be on the
he
same
was
ship.
never the captain of the Enterprise,
No,
right?
no, not that I'm aware of.
I'll give you 5 points if you can name all the captain of the Enterprises.
Oh, I don't. That's tough.
What's
So,
his face?
I mean, you got
Kirk, Picard.
Picard,
What about the original Enterprise?
The
The
original-
TV show Enterprise.
that was Jonathan Archer.
Archer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then who was the captain of the B?
Enterprise B.
Yeah.
Mm,
I just call him Captain Toothpick. I have no idea what his name is.
Toothpick.
Yeah, because he was that itty bitty guy.
I don't know.
I was a mean little kid.
I don't know. I didn't know it. I don't know. I've watched a fair amount of Star Trek, but not a whole ton. So, anyway, that's it.
John Harriman.
John Harriman.
Huh?
Okay,
Okay.
you ready for this? Ready for this, James?
For what?
James, take
Yeah.
us out.
Of where?
We're done. That's the cue. Ready to go.
Engage.
No.
Wrong cue.
What?
Hey, you just stole my joke.
This is the.
I hope you care.
Recycle.
No, we hope you care.
Dang it.
Oh.